It has happened. Completion of the new parking structure took place, standing on the top level. And as I veer off to the right, you will see the new pedestrian bridge, which has not opened to the general park guests yet. But off on the horizon, you can see some dirt and formulating as concrete. That is going to be the pathway we'll cross over the top of that road towards downtown Disney. Of course, the former structure is still in use. Cars are still being placed over there, but they diverted me to this one. You can see in the middle courtyard area are a bunch of trees that are being planted. I like all the plant life being grown here underneath the base. It'll be very nice when this is ready to go. I have to wait for the light, deal with traffic, nothing. Just mosey right across the bridge. Soon, very soon. Slightly different for me because in the last couple of years I've just, someone's calling my name. What I was mentioning was where the fence is where I normally walk out of, but can't do that anymore. No longer. Change is inevitable. Always on the horizon and always formulating. I just made that up. In all honesty though, I kind of like it. There's no stagnancy. Keeps things exciting. Just making up words right and left. For one reason or another, downtown Disney parking is closed, only accessible to Disneyland hotel guests. Something peculiar is happening. Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. This is part of a monthly series that I started last year that I just keep up to date with the construction that is happening here on premises, starting where I parked, meandering into downtown Disney, into DCA, and finally the crescendo of Disneyland proper. Let's get in there. I'm inviting you to join me. Shall you? This edition for July 2019. What are you trying to get, Pluto? Oh, I see. Chip and Dale's up there. Looks as if the restaurant next to Soarin' has changed names. Now Smoke Jumpers Grill. And is it just me, or was there always a refreshment stand back here in the corner? Notice that piece of heavy machinery there on the shoreline between the tree branches? It's known as the steam donkey, and it was given that name because loggers did not think it had enough merit to give it the horsepower rating. The Dole Beer Donkey, named after John Dole Beer, pictured here. Even though you get very wet on this attraction, swimming is not allowed in this ravine. The life preservers you see hanging there from the side are just in case of emergency. I feel like sometimes I can be in a little bit of a hurry and I miss certain theming and items, like right along here. If you look up at these windows, let me zoom in just a little bit. It says cable car financing, riding the ups and downs of finance. It's very clever, and I've never seen that before till now, or at least never noticed it. Always a beautiful sight there across the way. The stage set up at the base for the Festival of the Lion King show. And a merchandise stand has popped up here in front of Little Mermaid. The walls are officially down and Emotional Whirlwind is open for business. Check it out, Forky is now available for photo ops. Notice the vehicles at Radiator Springs Racers are not moving. They got busted for speeding. Mater likes to take it slow though. Very slow. I see a new partition popping up over the wall there. Oh, it's going full vertical back at the former Bugs Land area. From this angle, you can really see how much progress is happening back over in that neck of the woods. Looks like Guardians of the Galaxy has a little skyline competition in the near future. Still have some barricades and some scrim up here in Hollywood. Disney's West Coast interpretation of it, that is. Even have their own studios area as well. Wait a second, I'm confused. Are we in New York City now? Certainly does have a Big Apple feel, at least this particular part. Okay, that partition has been moved up considerably, rerouting the queue line for Guardians. So much goings on, it's hard to even keep up. Fast pass now to the right, standby to the left. Looks like summer crowds have certainly arrived. You rarely see a line for Monsters, Inc. like this. There goes the, you know the rest. Still some goings on adjacent to PhilharMagic at the former dining area. Now arrived into Walt's original Magic Kingdom. There's the train. Perfect timing. Although I waited a little bit for this shot. It didn't just happen magically. It's magical, but it didn't happen without waiting. Has anybody seen my gal? Where's my baby? Paddlers on the canoe are getting a first-hand look at the newly docked Mark Twain. Just made its way into port, and the wheel still turning. It's taking a little break. Wheel in the rivers of America keeps on turning. I was just holding this shot out long enough for the canoe to pass by, so it makes for a little bit better framing. That's why I was singing. Please forgive me. In the past, there used to be a food cart right here where I'm standing, and another one right over there. They have moved it farther away. You can see it back over there, tucked away, creating a lot more traffic flow for guests. And an addition of these beverage stands as well. Swinging into Galaxy's Edge via the Critter Country entrance, because they have announced when the opening day of Rise of the Resistance, the new attraction back there, when it will be opening. We must be patient, however. January 17th, 2020, early next year. However, Florida gets their version about a month and a half earlier. Hello, Chewy. Aw, give me a hug. Aw, good to see you. You have to wonder when that new section opens. Some of these bay doors might become a little more prominent. There's rarely anyone over in this little region, unless they're getting a photo op. It's a kind of like a good social media wall.
Yes, sir. I'll ask someone to do that.
Wipe the device, or I wipe every bond from your head.
You gotta kind of feel bad for some of these droids, especially this one, which getting his feet burned a little bit. A little electrocution treatment right there on the little footsies. Now that I've stepped back here more than a few times, it really makes me recollect of what it was like to be part of the opening group, the 8 a.m. flooding in. One of the best theme park experiences probably of my life, to be honest. Just the hype, the madness, the excitement, and being with friends that were just as stoked as I was. It was awesome. So it's a moment I will always cherish and remember. And a side note, I was mentioning earlier about Walt Disney World and how Rise of the Resistance over there is opening prior to this one. But they haven't even opened Galaxy's Edge yet. As the recording of this, you can now go from Critter Country all the way over to Big Thunder Trail without heading through New Orleans Square. Think about that. For the first time ever. Mind blown. Doesn't get much better than that. Nailed it. The track closest to me was for the old People Mover, which doesn't exist on the West Coast anymore. The one furthest is for the monorail. There goes the monorail. And Matterhorn in the distance. The stage is rather fascinating. The performers are under the ground and it pops upward through the floorboards. And everyone, all the guests who are just standing here, get to be entertained by those who came from the underdwellings. I don't know if it's being used for anything now. The Jedi Academy was stationed here for a while, but doesn't look like it is at this moment. Launch Bay is relatively empty. I wonder if this is gonna stick around in the future. And the model of Batuu, now that we have the real deal on site. We'll just have to wait and see. Just have to wait and see. Could it be? The walls have been extended. Something might be happening to this partition. Okay, I just asked. It's going to be a permanent DVC stand. The temporary one is going to move into its new home. That's going to do it for today. If you're new here, please subscribe. By doing so helps keep you in the loop and up to date on future adventures in my life endeavors, as well as uploads here on this channel. Take it a step further and ring that notification bell. And if you enjoyed this particular episode, give it a big thumbs up. It lets me know you care. I will put links in the description box to past months' updates. It's kind of a tongue twister if you say it quickly. That's why I said it's slow. If you would like to get caught up to where we are current day. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over.